So rather than making, say, the traditional kind of French window joinery where you're notching out a join, we were looking at how we could make the piece using the materials that we had at hand and the design that she wanted. And so she came up with an idea that she'd like to put, and I'll put this one down, we'll get the three up in a minute to join them, but she came up with the idea that she'd like to use I just want to cut this off pretty much, so I might cut it off at the end of one of these beads. So I just put it in, and just gently, this is not a big piece. So all I've done, I've just trimmed that off at a square end, and then we want to use a little bit of sandpaper, but don't go vicious on the sandpaper. So I just want to take off a little bit on the bottom there. Now the thing about this is I'm taking a little bit of a risk cutting this before I put the whole thing together, and I just wanted to use something that was off the shelf, because if I could use something off the shelf, it was going to be like 10 times quicker. I knew I could match the finish of something like this, and all I really need to do was think about structurally how we could get that to work. So I came up with an idea, and we're going to test it. I haven't tested it before. This was something I talked about with the staff and the guys here, and we sort of came to the consensus that this might work. So we're going to give it a go. What I'm doing is I'm taking the straight pieces, so not the beveled ones, we'll do those in a minute, but on the back I cut some pieces of, this is artist's painting. I also wanted to give you the idea that you could use that reinforcing frame to support the fillet there, and that's going to brace everything and hold it together. And you can see how this sort of design has worked out, that really that is going to be a sensational canvas for someone to have on the wall. In fact, it's superb. So I've got to do a little bit more work on this, but you don't need to see me do those little bracket adjustments. If you've got any questions, by all means ask me in the chat, and what I'll do in a minute, I'll pop this out of the way, and we'll sit down and we'll go through the questions and just have a little look and check that I've got it all covered.